Protect your peace, why it matters, and how to do it. Yes, that is true. Once we reach midlife, there's a lot we are dealing with at this age. That's why it is so important that we protect our peace. I'm going to give you 5 steps to why it's important and how we can do it. So let's just get on into them, guys, right? So, you know what? I wanted to share first on at this stage in life, peace is no longer a luxury, it is a necessity. You need it. You absolutely need it. You probably are experiencing at this stage in life like you have been on a hamster wheel running constantly, getting absolutely nowhere. Some of you guys have reflected back on your life and said, "Oh, if I could go back, I'll change this. If I can go back, I'll change that." And which would be great if we could do that. But we pretty much all know that if we had a chance to go back and do it again, we'll do it all the same. We'll do everything the same way we did before, right? But you know what? We don't live in the past, we live in today. And so, what I'm going to share with you guys today is why it's important to protect your peace. I'm going to share with you some identifiers of what could cause your peace to kind of be out of alignment and some steps to gain your peace back, right? Because I know that's what you want to do. That's why you tuned in, and I really appreciate you guys. I'm pretty sure you felt drained before. I know, overwhelmed, pulled in many directions, and that's why we're all in this together. Let's go with number one. What does protecting your peace really mean? What does that actually mean, right? It's basically you prioritizing your mental health, your emotional health, and your spiritual well-being. That's what it's you're putting emphasis on those three things. So it may seem strange to some people when you tell them, look, okay, I need to take a step back because I'm going to prioritize my mental health right now. Okay, I don't know if I want to engage in that debate because right now it seems like some an never ending situation, and I prefer that I protect my peace over that, right? So that's just an example, but it could be a lot of different things that we are going through, guys. I don't want you to think, though, because that may seem like it's pretty selfish. It's not. It's a self preservation, is what it is. You are protecting yourself. You got to take care of you. I used to be a flight attendant. The briefing, the safety briefing, we tell people, if the cabin depressurizes, it's very rare, but if it does, the oxygen mask will drop down. They always tell you to don your mask first before you help the other person. And that's what protecting your peace is. If you're not right, if your peace is out of alignment, you can't help anybody else. You can't be there for anyone else if you are not taking care of yourself first. So that's what I want you to understand, right? So, also peace. And you may be wondering, what does it actually really mean, right? It's clarity. It brings you some clarity. It helps you to see clearly what's going on. There's three facets to it. Clarity is the first one, though. It's balance. We have to have that balance in our lives. If we don't have balance, then we may be skewed to act or think differently. But if we have that balance, we can see clearly what is truly going on, right? That's what you want. It also provides emotional stability. Again, too, if you don't have that, if you're just, emotionally just wound up, how can you make any clear decisions about anything? And your peace is definitely peace has kind of taken a walk, gone outside, and doing whatever it wants to do right now, right? So you definitely want to do that, right? Especially guys too, like I kind of mentioned in the beginning of this segment, you definitely want to prioritize your peace during this time in life because we may be dealing with aging parents, adult children, maybe some grandchildren, maybe nearing the end of our work career or already retired. So we're transitioning. We're doing a lot. We may find ourselves now being the care providers to our parents, right? And maybe our adult children or children are still living at home, especially if they're young. Of course, they'll still be there. But so we're dealing with a lot during this age. So if we can just take a moment and just take a breath. So and just take a moment to yourself. Maybe have a spa day or something like that, where it's just you, or maybe you're hanging out with a few friends, but just take a day to just relax. It does wonders to the body, is what I'm saying. And so, maybe that's something that you would like to do. One of the things I have bulleted here is that I want to talk about mental health and emotional stability. Some of the physical things that it does to the body, and so, which is all positive things, right? So, when you can protect your peace, and it helps with your mental health and your emotional stability by reducing stress, anxiety, and feeling just overwhelmed about whatever's going on with today. It creates space for clear thinking and better decisions, because I'm pretty sure that's what you want. You want to make better decisions about everything that's going on in your life, not make those rash decisions because you're too tired or too stressed out to even kind of weigh your options, right? So also too, some physical health benefits. I didn't mention that earlier. So specifically, the physical health benefits. It helps to reduce chronic health on your. I'm sorry, chronic stress on your health, because chronic stress does just horrific things to the body. Yeah, it could increase your blood pressure. You could develop some kind of sleeping abnormalities where you insomnia. You just or a sleeping pattern is off, and it also weakens your immune system. So if you can get protect your peace, it could help boost your immune system, reduce that stress. Yeah, kind of get rid of that stress. You don't need that. Get your blood pressure back in, at the right level, and could help with your sleep as well too. So, third on my list is that it provides clarity and better decision making. I've already mentioned that already. It absolutely does. It helps you because basically when your mind is calm, you're able to make rational decisions. That's pretty much all I need to say about that. You're not reactive, you're proactive in your thinking process. And so that's what you're truly looking for. The other thing too, guys, too, it preserve your energy. It helps to protect that. So, of course, we when our battery recharges when we're sleeping, you have so many hours of the day where your battery's charged, and then that energy is stored, so it can take you along the way. And if you are allowing yourself to become just flustered at and then your stress level go out of way, worried about a lot of stuff, it burns a lot of energy. It does. And so you probably want to just roll that back some, and go and take a yoga class or go for a walk. That doesn't cost anything, right? So yeah, protect your peace, right? Because what I want you guys to know, that self-worth you're protecting your self-worth and you're setting those boundaries is what you're doing. If someone, they're always coming around, they're just bringing a lot of chaos, you may want to, step them back a little bit. Hey, may not come over too often, right? um Maybe not talk to them as often on the phone or however, because if that's interfering with your peace, then it's not good for you, so just little doses here and there, and learn how to manage that. And I'm gonna tell you something too, guys. This is one thing I want to share, that sometimes too you can set that stage for how you want that conversation to be directed. So if they're kind of wound up and you come in with a different mindset, like, oh, just kind of keeping it calm. It's amazing how people will feed off of that. I'm like, oh, she seems to be kind of calm. Let me just tone it down some too. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. So you can set that tone, especially if it's someone that's really integral in your life, someone that's really close. So you don't want to push them away. But you definitely want to try to set the tone, like, okay, this is how we're going to conduct this conversation, because again, too, there's no price tag on peace. There isn't. You know. So here's some of the things that could disrupt your peace, right? Kind of mentioned that a little bit, those toxic relationships. It could become from friends. Those you can just kind of get just like, oh yeah. They kind of, I'll call you, girl. Oh, you're not going to call them, right? Family's a little different, especially if they're close, so you have to learn how to deal with them in another way. And then, of course, with those coworkers, especially if it's somebody that you don't necessarily have to work with, then that's an easy one. Just like, oh, just don't worry about them. But if it's someone you have to work with, you have to figure out how to manage that. But again, too, don't buy into their energy. You kind of set the tone for how you're going to protect your own energy. Overcommitment. Don't do too much. Don't try to be here and there at the same time. Choose. I'm sorry. Sometimes we have to make choices in life, and this is one of the times to do if you're trying to protect your peace, right? So learn how to say no. I did a segment about that early. Check it out, one of the early videos. Learning how to say no. Negative self-talk. We talk ourselves into thinking all kind of horrific things about ourselves. Please don't do that. You are definitely worthy. We all are. We all are. And so don't ever feel like you're not smart enough, you're not strong enough, you are not, whatever the case may be. If you want to do it, you can do it, okay? You can do it. I don't want to, look, anybody tell you that, turn it, just tune it out. I don't want to hear it. But I don't want you to buy into the lie that you may be telling yourself that you're not good enough. Don't ever do that. Ever. Don't ever do that. I don't want to hear it. So anyway, one of the things that's kind of new, well, it's not really new now, but it's one of the things that truly didn't exist 15 years ago, and now it is, comparing yourself to others on social media. A lot of those people are just as fake as a $3 bill. So don't compare yourself to what others are doing. Even if some of the other people are really living these amazing lives that they put out on social media, don't let that influence you. Be happy for folks, okay? I'm not even saying that you have to look at it and say, oh, they're flaunting. So what? Be happy for people. You can do the same. Look, instead of talking down to them, ask them if what they did to earn all this money. What are they doing? You got any secrets you want to share with me, right? Don't compare yourselves to other people. Enjoy your life. And you don't have to put everything out there on social media either. Nobody needs to know everything that's going on in your life. They don't. Don't do it. Don't. No. Unresolved emotional baggage. Please don't carry that stuff with you. Please don't. It's something you've been dragging along, bag lady, bag man. Somebody wronged you 20 years ago and you still holding on to that. Oh, this is the reason why. Let that go. Just let it go. Why? Why are you doing? Trust and believe. They've already moved on. They don't even know that you don't like them anymore. They've already moved on. Okay? Just put it this way. If they are meaningful in your life, first of all, you don't necessarily have to hang up with them anymore. But the thing is that you hold on to that. Why? Why are you holding on to stuff that happened, even if it happened 2 weeks ago? Just let it go. Because what I want you to understand, people that hurt you or you become frustrated or from something they do, they control you. They do. So just let it go, right? So here's some solutions, guys. There are some practical steps to protecting your peace. This is what I want you to know. You have to set clear boundaries. So again, too, you don't necessarily have to let everybody into your surrounding, your inner sphere. That doesn't have. You don't have. You can be cordial. Just be cordial to people, but you don't necessarily have to be best friends with everybody and share all your innermost secrets with everybody. You don't have to do that, right? Learn how to say no without guilt. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Learn how to say no, because trust me, when you say yes, they know it's a real yes. You're not just doing it because you feel like you're obligated to do so. Trust me, they'll appreciate you for that. I want you guys to create daily moments of just stillness, or just where you're just by yourself. It could be in the morning, it could be, any time of the day, but just kind of make sure you try to do that every day. One of the things I do when I get up every morning, I don't do much. I just sit, come downstairs. The dog is usually with me, and I just sit downstairs and I reflect on the happenings of yesterday and what I could have done differently, what I should do differently next, and just read some I read some type of motivational passage. It comes from all different sources, and so I'll get myself in a right mindset like that, because what I want you guys to understand is that there's a lot of chaos out there, and we can't control a lot of what's going on, but we can control how we respond to things, right? And so I don't want you to ever feel like you have to get your emotions entangled into something that is pretty petty. There's no need to do that. And so just make sure that you take the time before you go out. This is me. Before you go out in the world, and just make sure that you are in the right mindset. Here's some things that you can do. What I have listed here is meditation, prayer, quiet reflection. It can just be like 5 to 10 minutes a day. That's it. It's amazing what that will do to help you start your journey for the rest of the day. Like I said, I start during the daytime, the morning, but you can do it whenever you want to. You don't have to do it when I do it. That's just kind of when I do it. Monitor your inner dialogue. That's another one I have listed. Try to just avoid that negative criticism, that personal criticism, self-criticism. Just don't do that. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not this. No. Don't do that to yourself. You're comparing yourselves to others when you do that. I want you to reflect on you and say, I am powerful enough. I am good enough. I am smart enough. Because you can do it. You can. You know what? I know. I know for a fact that you can. Yes. You have to know that you can, right? Speak to yourself in kindness. With kindness is what I want you to do. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just know that you are, and again too, when those negative people come to you, like, thank you for your information. You don't have to argue with them. Thank you. But look, after they tell you whatever they want you to hear, put it in the garbage and keep it going. Just don't let that impact your peace. You're protecting your peace, guys, okay? I want you to distance yourself from what drains you. Yeah, distance yourself from it. Like, can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. Can't do it. If it drains you, so that could be people, environments, your habits, bad habits. Not everything deserves your energy. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to invest for your energy, this energy, into everybody. You don't have to do that. If it's not working, if it's toxic, say goodbye and keep it going. Now, you may be emotionally invested sometimes in certain things. It's okay. You'll get over it. Because if it's toxic, it ain't gonna change. A rattlesnake is born with venom. Once it bites you that first time and you forgive it, you're like, oh, you bit me, oh, you hurt me. But I think you'll be okay later on because I think you understand. No, it still has venom in it. So if it's toxic, you need to let it go. Limit noise and distractions, right? Try to roll back your social media consumption, or what you could do now. I did some research with people that were on social media, older people that's on social media, and what they said, they kind of limited the people they engage with on social media. Their friend group is very small, so that could work too, right? So once you get on there, like, okay, I'm only seeing positive. Okay, I'm good to go. I keep it up. Keep it going. But what I'm saying is that for others who don't have a smaller social media platform and have a large one, just kind of limit that because you may see some stuff on there. Well, for me, I don't get upset about anything. I actually get encouraged when I see people doing well, but it kind of triggers that with other folks. I understand that, and so just kind of manage how much social media you are consuming. Because if it's triggering you, then you probably don't want to consume that much. Because the thing is, guys, what you're working on with all of these steps is that you're trying to protect your mental space. You are trying to protect your space, your peace, and stuff. I want you to also prioritize what brings you joy. Okay? I want you to do that. Like your art, your poetry. For me, it's my art, my poetry, right? I do also like hiking. I do. And getting spending time with family. Um, so time in nature, meaningful connections, just whatever. Just prioritize that stuff. You'll be amazed at how much peace you find when you actually do that. Yes, when you are prioritizing what brings you joy, right? Guys, I want you to align your life with your values, what you value in life, okay? Don't put it off. Don't put it off. Align your life with what really brings you joy, right? Because the thing is, once you protect your peace, you feel lighter, calmer, and you're in more control. Your relationships will improve or naturally fall away, depending on if it was a toxic one or not, right? You gain confidence and clarity. You begin to live intentionally, not reactively. So, guys, what I want you to understand here is that protecting your peace is not shutting people out. It's about choosing yourself. And trust me, too, if those people want to be in your life, the ones you they feel like you've alienated them from you, they'll realize it and they'll come to you in a better light than, trying to step over your peace. You're protecting you because, guys, at this stage in life, peace is power. Okay? 60 is a superpower. Remember that? And this is what it means to age boldly, guys. You choose peace every day. So, guys, it has been my pleasure. If you like this message, I would love for you to type in the comment section power up, or if you want to share some stories with me in the comment section, please, by all means, please do so. Our sign off, guys, is that we are aging boldly. You guys have a good one.